Yeah, I do have something. It's just a couple pages from a book. It's a description of a scene in Uganda where a bishop, a priest, and an American are in a car. That sounds like the setup to a bar joke, but it's not. And it's supposed to just kind of enlighten readers to how Uganda works and how things happen. So I'll just read through it, okay? The American's name is Eddie, and he's a reporter in Uganda. Eddie watched from the back seat of the car, counting the seconds until he figured Bishop Albert Shimshasha would plow the opal head on into the child crossing the road. When he got to 5 seconds, he said, "Your Eminence, look out for the kid." The bishop jerked the wheel to the right at the exact moment a man came to clutch the child away from the road's faded center line. Eddie looked back and saw 5 men and women come to the road on the heels of the child. They were shaking their fists as the car sped off. "Holy Christ, that was close," Eddie said, sitting back. The bishop and Father John went quiet for the first time since they had left Kampala a half an hour earlier to take Eddie on a 3-day safari near the Nile River. Eddie saw Father John's eyes looking at him in the rear view mirror. "Sorry," Eddie said, "I didn't mean to take the Lord's name." "But that was really close." "Not so close," Father John said. Then Father John laughed, perhaps recalling the warning before they got into the car that day when he told him Bishop Shimshasha was a terrible driver. "He drives fast and he does not pay attention," Father John had said. "Try to not say anything. He does not like it when somebody criticizes his driving skills. He went to one of those car racing classes. You know the ones where you drive the car on a track very fast around and around? Yes, but in those, you do not have cars coming at you in the other lane. No." "Oh," Eddie said, looking out the window at another plantation that supplied the British with their tea. "Not so close." Father John, now he was a great driver. In Kampala, a city of 1.5 million people with 2 stoplights, Father John drove the church van like he was a taxi driver on Dexedrine working for a tip that would save his family. "You need to look them in the eye," Father John would say, making yet another decision to go or stop at an intersection or at the top of yet another roundabout. "Look them in the eyes and they'll look back and you'll know what to do." "Can I try?" Eddie once asked. "Can I drive sometime?" "No," Father John said, "you cannot." Sitting in the back of the Opal, Eddie wished Father John had been driving instead of the fat-knuckled, distracted bishop. "Perhaps," the bishop said at last, "it was a little close." The 2 priests laughed. "Of course," the bishop said, "if we had hit the child, we would have not stopped." Eddie smiled, thinking it was the setup for a joke. "What do you mean?" he said, leaning forward to hear the punchline. "If we had stopped to help the child," Father John said, "those people and all the people in the village would have killed us." "Really?" "Yes," Father John said, "really."